In Ontario, your boss doesn't have to give you any reason for why they're going to fire you. You can be a stand-up employee and they can still decide to fire you, and that is within their right, with some very important exceptions, which I'll get into. I'm Nicole and I'm a human rights lawyer, and I help people when they've been fired from their jobs. The important thing to remember is that your boss can fire you. They are allowed to fire you. It's just that they have to give you pay in lieu of notice, or they have to give you notice. So what does that mean? Let's break it down. If everything's on good terms and there's some sort of good reason, whether they tell you or not, that they're firing you, maybe the job is ending or you've been expecting it, they may give you notice itself. So they might say, I'm sorry, but your job is ending in 3 months. Once you finish those 3 months, then off you go and they don't owe you any other money, most likely. But more common than that is that a boss will fire somebody and say, effective immediately, you need to take your things, you need to leave, but then they have to give you what's called pay in lieu of notice. So instead of giving you that 3 months notice, 4 months notice, whatever it is, they're going to offer you a certain amount of money and then they're going to ask you to sign something. That document they're going to ask you to sign is basically you signing away all your rights and all your opportunity to go after them, sue them, whether that's for wrongful termination, whether that's for more money, or whether for it's a human rights abuse. My advice is always talk to a lawyer before you sign this document. First of all, they might not be offering you a lot of money. They might not be offering you enough money. Most likely they haven't offered you enough, and even there you have some recourse. But it might also be that you've been discriminated against, and if they fired you even for 1% of the reason because they were discriminating against you for one of your protected identity grounds under the Human Rights Code of Ontario, then you have a case against them. It is very hard in Ontario to fire somebody for cause. If you fire somebody for cause, it means that you don't pay them any money, you don't owe them anything under the Employment Standards Act or the common law. You can just fire them without any money. It is really hard to do that. Somebody has to have, assaulted somebody or embezzled a lot of money. Follow along for more tips. In Ontario, your boss doesn't have to give you any reason for why they're going to